What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Third Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Ethan Wolf, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone, Jason. Today, we've got trade targets, man. I'm a Rashee Rice owner, so I have been trying to put together some trades for some wide receivers. And it's still a mystery, man, but apparently we will know soon. We got more details on that in the news, Jason. We also have more trade targets in our trade target section, man. That is like, we're selling hope here, man. We are selling hope. You can still come back, trick your league mates, dude. Somehow trade them something and win your league. Jason, then we also have our, holy shit, smashes and crashes, which is the people that overperformed and underperformed the most, dude. So we have a huge show. Jason, those are also trade targets as well, man. If you think about overperformers, you want to trade them away. Underperformers, you want to, trade for them, maybe. We'll talk about that as well, Jason. But before we get into all that, man, this show needs help, man. We need subscribers and likes. So, hey, Jason, please tell the public how they can help the show. I've already talked too much.
Yeah, like Tyler said, we need subscribers. And we need likes, and we need comments, anything to push these videos out so everybody can see them. We want us to be spread. Let's spread out. Let's spread eagle this shit, dude. Let's get out there. Let people see. Let people see us, be entertained, learn the logic of who to play, who to start, who smash, who crash, who to trade for, who to trade away. Hey, Tyler, we're also on the radio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a Patreon. And Tyler, I would like to take the mic for a second. Thank you for letting me do this. I want to apologize to the millions of people who watch this show and saw me get super hyper over Dontavian Icks. I leave out the W because he did not get you any dubs this week. And it makes me ick.
No, it's Droptavian Wicks, Jason. He dropped quite a bit of passes that day, so.
Yeah, I don't like to beat a dead horse with a stick, but you also can't take a horse to a lake and want it to drink by itself.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, man. I can't teach Wicks how to catch the ball. That's
hey,
the thing.
You know what?
I wish I could.
Watch Little Giants, and they know Hot Hands will teach you how to catch that ball. Jason, let's get into hey, that's big of you for admitting mistakes. Hey, we all make mistakes, man. Everybody thought that game was different than I thought how it was going to play out, man. I thought the Green Bay Packers were going to dominate.
Yeah,
Not
me
so
too.
much, dude. Anyways, Jason, let's get into the news for yous. First thing, I heard this on the radio, man. The Jets have scored 93 points, Jason, through 5 games. That is the same as last season through 5 games. How does that make you feel?
During that game, I was like, I saw Aaron Rodgers get hurt. I'm like, yeah, this might be good for Garrett Wilson. Shit, dude. Let's put in our backup, dude.
Dude. So, yeah, that's, I don't know, man.
Well,
Jason, we'll talk about your main man in a little bit. I think on the trade
Garrett
target.
Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a stat about him.
Okay, yeah, let's save that. Let's save it. But I just thought it was funny. I heard that stat and I just felt like I needed to share it. Jason, let's talk about Davante Adams. The Raiders' preference as an organization is to get a Davante Adams trade done sooner rather than later. So I've heard this for like a week that they do not want to stretch this out. But the reason this is taking a while is because the Raiders, dude, and their cheap ass, man, the pumpkin pie haircutted freak over there, Jason, is what? He does not want to pay any money or take on any money. So if you're getting Davante Adams, man, you've got to get your salary cap in check. So I don't know how that's going to work out for a lot of teams, man. That just narrows the teams that much more.
Well, the last thing I heard now were the new news. Oh, I don't know. It's really new news anymore, but Steelers were really pushing for him.
Well, you saw what they're doing with fucking George Pickens over there, man. He's like, we don't. Did I write this? Yeah, Mike Tomlin and George Pickens playing only 34 of 57 snaps. We just wanted to minimize his reps in an effort to get more productivity. That makes sense. We didn't want to cut his reps a little bit in an effort to get higher quality play just in general. Because that makes fucking sense, Jason. So, yeah, George Pickens, man. Slim Pickens over there. We talked about his way as the most receptions or reception yards without having a touchdown this season. Not looking good, dude. Also, I want to point out, this is a Thursday Night Football game. I was down by 15 points to Jason in our main league. He first and second place we are, Jason, as Yoda would say.
Right.
And hey, Kareem Hunt, man, got that touchdown. I need 3 more points. So hey, let's see if it happens, man. My luck: snap, crackle, and pop. His back, his neck, and his crack.
No,
Jake.
what do you mean your luck? You're not the guy that had a
You and
concussion.
I both have bad luck this week. I'll shut up. All right, I'll shut up. And
It's
my bad
crazy
luck
how
is self-inflicted, so it's not even really luck.
it's crazy how we had bad luck and our team scored so many points as it did.
Yeah, well, I still feel unlucky because of fucking Rice. I'm like, why do I feel so unlucky? Oh yeah, it's Rice. Just get this out of my life, dude. Let me drop him. This is like hanging over my
Right.
head for like fucking 2 weeks. God,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jason, let's talk about Rice. Rice season is over, but he's expected to make a full recovery. That's great. Adam Schefter tweeted that out right after another Schefter tweet saying the recovery time is going to be much shorter than anybody ever thought. 5 minutes difference, Jason. He's like, hey, dude, they're going to do surgery tomorrow. They're going to find out that it's going to be shorter than anybody even thought. And then 5 minutes later, it was expected to end his season, but he will make a full recovery. So apparently some doctor called him up, dude, right after he tweeted. He's like, what the fuck did you just do? So Rashee Rice should be done, but apparently we should know tomorrow morning. Jason, the surgery is tomorrow morning. They're going to get in there and do whatever. And we will know. Thank God, man. It's in time for waivers. Whatever.
Well, this could be good. This could be time for Rashee Rice to reflect, go back home, go to court with his mom, be supportive for for theft, and just take this time to reflect on the individual.
Jason, Nico Collins considered week to week. And that was after a tweet that just said, Nico Collins, day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting any time now, Nico Collins, year to year. No, month to month.
Year to year.
Fuck that up. Month to month. So, yeah, Nico Collins, man. Hey, Jason, I do want to talk about this. Tank Dell is a trade target. You have Tank Dell. He's going to be amazing as long as Nico Collins is out. How do you feel about trading for Tank Dell? Trading away Tank Dell? Telling people he's going to be good without Nico Collins? I don't know.
Yeah, I think when I heard that he was going to be out, I immediately thought about taking Dell on my bench. But now it's like, he's kind of been a disappointment, but now he has the opportunity to actually break out. So now, I'm still stuck in my head. It's like next week, dude, Dontavian X has another good matchup,
Who you starting? Dell or Wicks next week?
See, I really got to dig deep into this. I don't even know who Houston plays next week.
Jason, just throw this out there real fast.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb has 4 catches for 25 yards in the second half of all the 5 games this year combined. So he's averaging 5 yards a second half, 2.5 yards a quarter in the second half, Jason, over 5 games. So talk about trade fours. And if it wasn't for those 2 long touchdowns, Jason, we'd be talking about CeeDee Lamb being the bust of a lifetime.
I know. Think about the first 5 picks that's happened in the fantasy draft.
I drafted Tyreek Hill. Thank God I got Justin Jefferson, and even he's not. I mean, he's still doing great, but he's not getting hyper targeted.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you're right, Jason. Kind of the curse of the first round pick, man. Throw it away, dude. At least you CMC owners out there you knew early, man, and you got to adjust accordingly.
Yeah, CMC owners though are like, I would wish for 4 receptions and 25 yards.
I still feel bad for the CMC owners because there's a lot of people, Jason, that was their first years,
Yeah.
So that sucks. And then Jason, hey, Doug Peterson's out here trying to pat me on the ass there, dude. Confirms Travis Etienne suffered a shoulder injury on Sunday. That's why he didn't play that much in the second half. We didn't want to risk it. So I don't know, dude. I do not know what to do with Etienne. Bigsby, they're going to be cannibalizing each other. Like I said, I want them to trade Etienne. We've got some Bigsby stats later. I think I do have Bigsby stats later. Oh,
Right, we do.
Yes, I do. Oh yeah, because that's right. That's right. We do. Sorry about that, Jason. And then Eagles expect AJ Brown, Devontae to return. Jason, I do want to say I've been trying to trade for Devonta nonstop, dude, but the guy just lets the trade sit there, man. Marinade. He's a Devin Singletary owner, Jason. I'm trying to trade him Tracy Jones Jr. Come on, man. But again, dude, if you could try to go get Devonta Smith, his best days are ahead of him still, Jason. And AJ Brown, I don't like hamstrings, but I would probably roll the dice on him as a Rashee Rice owner, man.
Yeah, what would you rather have? You had to choose one, Tyler.
Devonta.
You send a trade and it doesn't ever get looked at. It just marinates, or cold spaghetti.
Or cold spaghetti?
Yeah.
I eat cold spaghetti all the time, dude, so I'll eat the cold spaghetti.
Cold spaghetti. Okay.
Yeah, man, when you're poor, you eat spaghetti 5 times in a row. My wife is like, "What are you doing, man?" I'm like, "It's $2. It's $1.50 a meal."
The true dollar value right there.
Last up on the news, Zach Moss avoided I heard this on sports radio. I just wrote it down. He avoided major ankle injury, dude. So,
Who?
Zach Moss.
Oh.
And Chase Brown was already looking great. I was like, oh my god, dude. But Zach Moss still sticking around to hold down Chase Brown's ceiling, dude. And that they need the Bengals are just. I don't know, man. There's a lot of fantasy points to be scored, but it looks like their defense is not going to allow them to run the ball that much.
Yeah, well, Chase Brown could catch out of the backfield. I was watching that game, and I saw what happened to Zach Moss, and I thought, damn, dude. I dropped Chase Brown too early, and I did, because, he scored a touchdown that game, but it looked like it was pretty serious, and then he came back in like 2 plays later.
Dang it, Jason. Carson Steele is in. Why is Kareem Hunt not in? I need to win this game.
You'll win. You got it.
You're just saying that when you're you always have to say that when you're winning. It's karma.
No, I just don't want you to get depressed, man. I know how much these things mean to you.
No. I Jason, a long time ago, as far as fantasy football, as long as I'm 500, dude, I really don't give a shit. So, house money right now, I got to lose 2 more games to be 500. So.
Yeah,
because if you're 500, man, you're sitting pretty for playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about seeding in playoffs, man. I don't give a shit. Because you know us, Jason. We try to we start making trades and crazy adjustments for those 3 weeks of playoffs, so it doesn't matter who we go against.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got my papers. Oh my god, I had my papers. Are we gonna do trade targets? Oh, here they are. Woo! That's what happens, dude. When it's not digital, you could lose it. All right, Jason, trade targets. I do want to talk about trade for. So, if you have Bijan Robinson, if you trade him away, dude, you're trading on pennies on the dollar. He was a first-round draft pick, Jason. 13 points, 11 points, 11 points last 3. Running back 18. And then his saving grace, Jason, was his target shares the first 2 games, and now as Kirk Cousins is feeling better and better, he's not the type of quarterback to throw to his running backs a million times, Jason. That's not who Kirk Cousins is. So after a target share of 22%, 17% over the first 2 games of the season, he's seen 7, 12, and then 6% in that 500-yard game, Jason, over the last 3. So that coincides with the drop in route participation, dude. So he was 76% route participation, Jason, weeks 1 and 2, and now that's been to almost 50. So you could I'm telling you, man, it's bad. But at the same time, the scarcity of running backs and the potential that he has, and he's still scoring 10 plus points, Jason. I don't know what you'd have to do to him. But as a Rashee Rice owner, I'm just thinking man, I just want to get some kind of high blue chip player for some way. He's a player that you could trade for cheap, a lot relative to his ADP, even though I really don't know how he's going to pull out of this.
Yeah, you would think for all the talk that they had this offseason to how they're going to try to use him like CMC, I definitely fell into that. I was like, dude, this is the guy to get. It's crazy because, in the top 5 picks, he's doing bad, but he's doing better than Breece Hall right now.
Shit, dude. We'll talk about Breece Hall. Yeah, we're going to talk about Breece Hall in a minute. I was like, how about this, Jason? We'll talk about Breece Hall right now. I had him in the trade away, and then I started doing his shit, and I was like, well, dude, he was killing it, right? His first 2 games. And then the first 3 games. His last 2 games, Jason, versus Denver and Minnesota, literally the worst 2 defenses you could go against as a running back. So 4 points and 7 points. I'm like, if you were ever going to trade for Breece Hall, and then the narrative, Jason, is all about Braylon Allen, I mean, his target share of the last month, Jason, week 2, 27%, week 3, 15%, week 4, 12%, this last week, Jason, 8%. So it's god-awful. But Denver and Minnesota, so he was still doing well for a running back, man. It's another kind of Bijan Robinson situation where it's like you could get him for so cheap, and he is a blue chip prospect. Something could happen, Jason, but Braylon Allen's behind him, whereas Bijan Robinson's just dealing with Tyler Algier, which I like Algier, but Braylon Allen's a real fucking problem. So like you could trade Breece Hall away just based on name value. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyways, we should go back and you got me on Hall, but I forgot that we need to go over some Bijan trades real fast.
Okay, well, with the Breece Hall thing, like I was watching that game against Minnesota, and like those tougher defenses, it's like that does not seem like Breece Hall's like forte, right? When like you see him going up against these like monster freaking defensive linemen that are good at stopping the run, I feel like that's more a Braylon Allen type way. But Tyler, I think he's number one running back in targets, dude.
He was going into last week.
This guy last against the Vikings ran 36 routes as a running back. That's insanely high for a running back to be running that many routes. So, but you know, it was the Georgie. It was Garrett Wilson's game, apparently.
Yeah, Jason. Sorry, I just was checking our scores. I'm down by 2 points. Come on, I need 3 more.
Oh, you're fine, dude.
Catch the fucking ball, man.
You can stop worrying
PPR,
about
dude.
it, man.
Catch the ball, PPR.
You're okay. You're okay. Do you want to do the Bijan Robinson?
Yeah, because I would like to hear some because I'm thinking about throwing like ETN in a trade with something stupid for Bijan Robinson with a wide receiver and see if they'll take it.
Okay, so these trades actually happened today. Rachaad White and Brian Robinson for Bijan Robinson.
I would rather have Brian Robinson, Rachaad White. Dude, Brian Robinson, I do not like right now, and I think that Eckler's the better running back. But dear Lord, Jason, he was limping before the game, and he still got 2 touchdowns, man. Like the role in that offense, pretty damn good. So I would hold on to the Brian Robinson.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Jaden Daniels is actually getting like 80 yards rushing a game because right now he doesn't need to do any play action at the goal line. He just hands it to Robinson, and then he just ends up scoring. He's doing well at the goal line. Would you do James Conner for Bijan Robinson?
Hell no, dude. I'm a James Conner owner, and it's like I would much rather have. I believe in the Arizona offense getting better as the year goes on. Still, we'll talk about that in a second. But dude, no, I would rather have James Conner.
What about Achane for Robinson?
I would rather have Achane, dude. Even though Achane's injured right now, but still, like Achane to me is like a fucking more talented running back than Bijan Robinson. And Bijan's supposed to be the next Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about AJ Brown for Bijan Robinson?
That I would rather have AJ Brown as well, dude. But that's at least fair, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a wide receiver. But I still think A.J. Brown at the end of the year is going to be scoring way more points than Bijan Robinson. But Bijan Robinson's at least healthy right now, or playing.
Okay, you want to do Breece Hall?
Yeah, hit me with Breece Hall thing.
Okay. Breece Hall for Brian Robinson. Or Brian Robinson for Breece Hall.
I would rather have Breece Hall over Brian Robinson, for sure.
Okay. What we got here?
But that's in the conversation, Jason, which is kind of crazy.
So we got Breece Hall or DK Metcalf for Breece Hall.
Oh shit, dude! You better keep DK Metcalf. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
He had a bad week this week.
And that just set up. I thought, yeah, I know, man. I did not see that coming.
James Conner, T. Higgins for Breece Hall.
Dude, I wouldn't give you James Conner for Breece Hall. So, no. See, but this is what I'm saying, man. Like, you could trade for Breece Hall. Like, when I'm saying no to these trades, in my mind, I'm like, you should trade for Breece Hall because obviously people are trading him for a value. So, I don't know.
There's a actual Derrick Henry for Breece Hall.
Jesus, dude. You better never trade Derrick Henry for Breece Hall.
No.
Jason, is that it?
Yep.
All right. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jason, wide receiver 17 right now. He has the same amount of targets as Michael Wilson over the last 2 games. And I I was on Reddit, man. I just was like, biggest bust, biggest disappointments. Man, why is Marvin Harrison Jr. like blah 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 blah? And I'm like, dude, he's a rookie. What Malik Williams Jr. What Malik Neighbors is doing is very rare. But I do see by the end of the season, Jason, Marvin Harrison Jr. being a dominant wide receiver. It's like the first quarter of the season, man, and he's a rookie. And Kyler Murray is still, I don't know, man. I would try to trade for Marvin Harrison Jr., knowing what I have to give up. And plus, I am a Rashee Rice owner, Jason. I need some high upside shit to pan out or just to go for. Give me some hope.
Yeah, I want to check something out real quick about him because I think I heard something, and it says so his catch rate, Tyler, is 48.6% under 5 games. So
yeah, there you go.
And I think I think Michael Wilson is kind of similar too. So right now, I mean, we've seen the struggles with Kyler Murray in the first 5 games. Luckily, he had a 50-yard rushing touchdown last week against the Niners, but he's not connecting with his squadron, with his wide receiver core. That's like so low, dude. Like it'd be impossible. I feel like it's like you're trying. If he ends the season under 50% catch rate, I feel like he's trying to get that. So you would think he's going to improve and he will get more catches throughout the year and he'll do better.
Catch rate's a great stat to bring up, Jason, with this. So, do you have any trades for Marvin Harrison Jr. real fast?
Yes.
Again, these happen in real life. IRL.
Yep. Nick Chubb, George Pickens for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Shit, dude. The way the Browns are fucking doing right now, and who knows about Nick Chubb? I'd rather have Marvin Harrison Jr., man.
Oh, I hate this trade, but I want to see how you feel. Marvin Harrison Jr., Dontavian X for Justin Jefferson.
Oh, I would do. You're not ever getting rid of. Don't get rid of Justin Jefferson with the way these. I mean, Jamar Chase is living up to it. But yeah, it's like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson right now. The Jays, dog.
Yeah.
Well, Malik and Nico Collins and Malik, so I should shut up.
Last one, Tyler. Marvin Harrison Jr. for James Conner.
See, that to me is fair, and it just shows like would I trade James Conner for? Yeah, I think I would do that, Jason. Like because especially since I don't want to, I am a Connor owner, and if I have a lot of running backs, kind of like I did right now, I just got Hunt for free, I got Tracy Jones for free the last couple of weeks. Maybe I would take my Connor and get myself a Marvin Harrison Jr. So that's not a bad trade.
I'm screwed, man. I got both of them in our listener league.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude. I can't trade myself, or can I? Okay.
Or can I? It's like, dude, nobody else will fucking trade with me. How about this?
Right. I'll trade myself.
Did you see that message I left on our main lead, Jason?
Yeah, dude. And I almost want to get in there and be like, bro, what is up with everybody? Why are you so quiet? You bunch of snails, dude. You're a bunch of snails up in here.
All right. If anybody wants any running backs, you could just hit me up, man, or you could just ignore me like you always do.
And nobody said anything. I'm like, oh my God.
Man. All right, Jason. Hey, this is a real trade for right here, dude. Jordan Addison. I would be trading for this guy if I could. I am a Justin Jefferson owner. 22 points his first week back. And then, of course, man, predictable, terrible week against the Jets. The Addison owner, sees that one bad game and Sam Darnold and everything else. If I could trade for Jordan Addison, Jason, I would. The way that the Vikings offense is being ran, Jason, is spread the ball, and Addison should be. I mean, I could see Addison and Jefferson be top 15 wide receivers at the end of the year. Not like overall because Addison missed time, but per weekly basis.
Right. Yeah, Addison, I think, is a must-have in this offense. There was the beginning of the year, I wasn't too sure, but now I'm just like, that was dumb of me because they are killing it. He's throwing multiple touchdowns a game except this week, but
yeah. Oh, hey, dude, and talking about target share, Jason, he had a 23 fantasy points and a 15% target share his first week back. Well, that jumped up to a 28% target share, Jason, but only for 6 fantasy points. So his usage was actually relatively almost doubled, and but he got way fewer fantasy points because of who he had to go against. So Jordan Addison, man, trade for him if you can.
Yeah, dude, the Jets secondary is so good, and it's really good. And this It was kind of
Reed.
we could say an away game since it was played in London, so didn't have the home crowd. Even though I did see a lot of Vikings fans there, Tyler.
Hey, dude, Scandinavian. My mom is from the UK-ish, I guess, and she's 100% Scandinavian, so... The Vikings! It's like, what's wrong with the Vikings? They got mental problems? Jason, here we go. Hey, if you go out there and watch Baker Mayfield as Gus Swayze, popped up on my YouTube. He undercovers as a fan, Jason. It's pretty funny. All right, Jason. Oh yeah, we don't care about Jordan Addison trades, probably, do we?
Oh yeah, I have it popped up.
Because I was like, I got another guy that I would try to trade for as a Rashee Rice owner. I'm like, fucking A, dude. I'm gonna try to do it.
Because dude, you could get him pretty cheap. Mark Andrews for Jordan Addison.
Oh my god, dude, do it.
Tony Pollard for Jordan Addison.
Well, I actually like Tony Pollard as a running back because his usage is pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, that's a fair trade. It's like a running back 2 for a wide receiver 2. So if you need, depends on necessity, but that's a fair trade, Jason.
Here we go. We're gonna test your skill on this one. Brandon Ayuk for Jordan Addison.
After last game, I'd rather have Ayuk, Jason, after last game.
I know he finally broke out.
I would rather, because if somebody that gets paid that much in that offense, I'd probably just rather have him.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Jason, and then this guy right here, Diontae Johnson, man, this is your only chance. All right, Chicago fucking shuts down everybody. You gotta go against the best cornerback in the league, not named Patrick Surtain, dude, or maybe he's even better than Patrick Surtain, Jason. Josh Johnson or whatever for the Bears. Holy shit. Diontae Johnson had a target share of 38%, Jason, and 33% over his first 2 games with Andy Reid. That fell to 18% week 5. But that is Josh Johnson, or whatever the hell his name is, Jason. So, if you can get in on Diontae Johnson right now, man, you got to give up a James Conner maybe, or something like that. I'd probably do it,
Jason. Do you mean Andy Dalton?
Dude, what did I say?
Andy Reid, dude, and it made me think about when he was playing that Pee Wee football back in the day.
You know what that was, Jason? I know the story behind that Pee Wee football. He was there's different age groups. He was the last of the fucking like 14, 15-year-olds, and then like it went down to the 7 or 9 and unders after him.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, there's no way, dude. Like this guy's a freak. And no,
Yeah.
he was like twice their age. That was the cutoff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's so funny because, yeah, he was like throwing it like 20 yards further, booting it 60 yards further, outweighing him by 200 pounds.
Motherfucker!
Yeah.
My neighbors are like, what is going on, dude?
Diontae Johnson for Rhamondre Stevenson.
Yes, I would take Diontae Johnson. Holy shit.
And then we got one here. Oh, I kind of like this one. Diontae Johnson for Rico Dowd.
Yes, Diontae Johnson would rather have.
Rico Dowd has a pretty bad matchup all the way up until week.
I still 12. Don't know if they need to trade for ETN, man.
Okay, last one, Tyler. Diontae Johnson for Brian Robinson.
So I'd rather have. I mean, I'd rather full PPR Diontae, not full PPR Brian Robinson, but Brian Robinson.
Hell yeah.
Fucking going at it, dude, and that's almost a coin flip in both leagues, man. So, yeah, Jason. So that's all my trade fours, and that's great. You know, when I'm answering that, I'd rather have that person that I want to trade for. That's a good value for. That's what you want, and then trade away, Jason. Garrett Wilson, he's wide receiver 16 right now after last week. Jason, he was wide receiver 38 going into last game, so unstartable. Not even a flex, Jason, and now he's a fucking high-end wide receiver 2 after last game. He saw a 43% target share in London, resulting in 22 targets. Prior to that week, since 2011, in a regular season, 21 wideouts hit 20-plus targets. Only one, Davante Adams, had fewer receiving yards than Wilson had. So even with all those targets, it's happened 20 times, Jason, and he had the fewest, pretty much, except for Davante Adams one time. But hey, dude, Davante Adams could still. I've talked about salary cap issues, but dude, the Jets, man, they can move whatever they need to move and get Davante Adams. I still think that there's a good chance he's going there. So, if I could trade away Garrett Wilson after this game, Jason, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think I want to keep it on a little bit. You know what I was thinking? I was like, I saw that stat too. That guy wrote that out, and I was like, yeah, like they were playing over the top on him. Where else did he have to go? So it was just nothing but slant, and I was more focused. Tyler, you even told me because I was like, dude, how come you don't have Garrett Wilson like ranked higher? And you're like, Harrison Smith is going to play up top, so I don't see him getting a lot of, points that way. So when that game was happening, he was doing his like average depth of target was like 7 yards. I was thinking, oh, Harrison Smith is playing over the top.
Hell yeah. Harrison Smith has been badass this year.
So no.
No, so I don't know, dude. I wish I could have watched the game, Jason. But no, you say no. You want to keep him because the targets. I mean, where else is he going to throw, Jason? I mean, if he starts treating him like Davante Adams, yeah, he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver. But how afraid are you? What do you think? I don't know. Where do you think Davante Adams is gonna end up, Jason?
I think he's going to be a Jet.
Yeah, and so you wouldn't want to get ahead of that and just trade him away?
See, and that's where we're just trying to be, predicting the future. And like, what if I do that and he doesn't even go to the Jets?
I know, dude.
I
know.
I hear sources that he's going to like three
You'd
other
be pissed
teams.
off. Yeah, you'd be pissed off if you traded him away for whatever. But I'd still try to trade him, man. And then Jason. Oh yeah, you can talk about trades if you want.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Garrett Wilson now. Would you do a lot of package deals for Garrett Wilson now? Garrett Wilson for, oh my gosh, Tyler, let me know what you think about this. Garrett Wilson for Deebo Samuel and the Vikings defense.
Garrett Wilson for Deebo and the Vikings defense. I mean, yeah, I'd probably do that. But I don't care about the Vikings defense. I'm just thinking about Garrett Wilson for Deebo, really. I think, dude, I don't know, man. I need to get Davante Adams out of my head because right now I'm thinking about fucking Davante Adams going over there. And it's like I said, he was wide receiver 38 before this game, Jason. Yeah, I'm still going Deebo.
Okay, Garrett Wilson and Kyle Pitts for Travis Kelce.
Garrett Wilson. Wait, Garrett Wilson and Kyle Pitts for Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
No, fuck that, dude. Jason, is Travis Kelce back to just being badass and we just have to forget about it because Rashee Rice?
He has 14 points right now.
Okay, you know what? You can do it because Travis Kelce is going to have to be good this year, all right? But if they trade for a wide receiver, you're going to regret it. And if Rashee Rice comes back, you're going to regret it. That's the caveat there.
Yeah, it's halftime right now in the game, and he has 14 points. Travis Kelce, so. And then one more. Would you do Garrett Wilson for Josh Jacobs?
Yes, I think I would, Jason.
Okay.
Because I think that's a fair trade, and I think that Josh Jacobs for sure is going to get a lot better as the season goes on, and I'm not that sure about Garrett Wilson. Okay. I thought Jacobs was going to kill it this last week, Jason. Whatever. And then here we go, dude. Kyle Pitts, man, tight end 10 now, scored 16 points. If you can get anything for him, I would just do it because he had his best game of the season, but his target share was still below 15%, Jason. He's yet to have a single game target share of 20% or better this season. He hasn't hit the mark. Since week 15 of last year. So, as far as target shares go in that offense, you saw Drake London, dude. Even Ray McLeod, and now we got Hodges and shit. I would try to trade Pitts away if you could. For I don't know, dude, for something. I mean, we talked about, man, who did Mark Andrews just get traded for, Jason? That we just talked about. You're all, oh shit, I'd rather do that.
Diontae Johnson, I think.
No, Addison.
Jordan Addison, yeah, that's right.
Do something like that, man. Trade away Pitts for Addison. Do something.
Yeah, this Kyle Pitts. The trades happening with Kyle Pitts is kind of just a package deal for another tight end. Like we just did Kyle Pitts, Garrett Wilson for Travis Kelce. There's one that happened today. Kyle Pitts, Trey Sermon for Sam Laporta. There's also one straight up Kyle Pitts for Sam Laporta. Let's just do this one, Tyler. Would you do Kyle Pitts, Jackson Smith-Njigba for CJ Stroud?
Oh yeah.
All right, that seemed kind of easy.
Well, I'm just thinking JSN had 2 great games, but when Lockett's there, It's not going to happen, dude. And so he's got to have Lockett injured.
All right, I got one for you. Kyle Pitts for Bucky Irving.
Yes, dude. If you could get Bucky Irving now, oh my god, dude. Because I mean, is that the last one, Jason? Because I could talk about somebody else right now.
Yep.
So one of my trade aways, Jason, is Rachaad White. I mean, running back 32, 10 or fewer points in each game over the last month for 4 weeks in a row, Jason. And Rachaad White failed to dip below a 60% route participation. Failed to dip below a 60% route participation rate. Blah blah blah. Weeks 1 through 3. Over his last 2 weeks, it's been around 50%. So all he could rely on, Jason, was catching balls. And now you see what Mike Evans, when Mike Evans has a decent game, Rachaad White's not even getting that. And Godwin seems to be a constant there. Dude, I'm telling you, with Bucky Irving, I know Bucky Irving's got fumble issues, but if I could get any fucking name value, man, out of Rachaad White still, I'd bundle him and try to trade for, I don't know, Bijan, dude. Or something, because Bijan owners probably are so desperate too. So I would just try to get out of that situation.
Yeah. Do you know he actually led the team in rushing this last game?
What was like 20 yards or some shit?
70. He averaged 7.
Oh, did he really?
7
Man,
points. Yeah,
that game was just so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of an afterthought.
Well, that could kind of help boost the value of trading him.
I'd still trade his ass, man.
Rachaad White, Amari Cooper for James Conner.
Whoa. Yes. Fucking A, dude. If you could do that. Oh, my God.
What about Rachaad White for Najee Harris?
Dude, you might as well. I would keep Rachaad White, man, because Cordell Patterson's taking over the backfield soon enough. Jason?
And then what about Rachaad White for Nick Chubb?
Yes, I would roll that dice on Nick Chubb, Jason. I would roll that dice. He's got one move. Jason.
Yeah.
And then, hey, dude, Rhamondre Stevenson. Dude, do you know he's got 17 plus fantasy points in 3 of his 5 games, but he's got 0 points and like 8 points in the other. So he just came off of that. He's running back 21, man. He just came off of that huge game last, 19 fantasy points pretty much. But he tied Antonio Gibson, Jason, in snaps. And Gibson ran 3 more routes. So this was probably kind of I'm not trusting him. If I could put something together and trade up, Jason, I would.
I have
but
some
Drake
stats.
May, dude, and Drake May might be coming back, so that would help him out.
Oh, yeah, shit. I heard there's a chance that he might be starting here pretty soon.
That's gonna be our last one, Jason, because we're going way too long.
Yeah, where I just had Rhamondre Stevenson did 12 route runs, yep. Played the same amount of snaps as Antonio Gibson and did 3 less route runs on it and carried the ball 6 more times. And he didn't even start. Okay, so would you do Rhamondre Stevenson for Terry McLaurin?
Oh, fucking A.
Rhamondre Stevenson for Tucker Kraft.
That's fair trade. If you need to tie it in, that's a fair trade. But if you need a running back, I'd still keep Rhamondre.
Rhamondre Stevenson for Tank Dell. Last one.
That's a fair trade as well. But no, I'd rather have Rhamondre Stevenson.
Okay, so in the last 30 days, the top 5 people traded in the world. Brandon Ayuk is number 3, and Terry McLaurin is number 4.
I wish I could have got Terry McLaurin. I was like, you can't. He's been doing well, man. You haven't been able to truly trade for him in a good value in a while.
Yeah, Jordan Mason's number 1. He's been number 1 for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
All right, Jason, let's get into the smashes, dog.
All right.
You like that?
You like that? I know.
Hey, dude. I heard this guy on the radio. He is getting into it. He said he made a big. He's starting to anticipate throws again, Jason. So Kirk Cousins first up on our. Oh wait, no. God damn it.
The other one.
We are going to crashes, man. We're going to end on a positive note. I'm sorry. My Vikings, dude. Sam Darnold. Jason. I didn't want to start him. I picked up Joe Flacco to start ahead of him. And then I had to drop Joe Flacco for Tracy Jones, but it was worth it, Jason. It was totally worth it. But yeah, dude, Sam Darnold got me fucking 4 points, and I expected 8. So come on, Sam Darnold.
Right. I don't think this is much a surprise this week because of the matchup. But, oh, shoot. I almost did Kirk Cousins. All right. Sam Darnold, he was projected 15 points. He finished with 14 completions on 31 attempts, 179 yards, and 1 interception, and 1 fumble on a pitch. With no touchdowns, he rushed 5 times for 11 yards. By far his worst game of the season, snapping his multiple touchdowns a game streak. The Jets defense is known to shutting down quarterbacks. Donald had a 45 completion percentage, which was -9 above expectation. He did have the highest attended yards, though, for Week 13, but wasn't able to make the completions. I mean, this game wasn't anything crazy. It was a poor game against a great secondary. Only 2 touchdowns from the Vikings. One was on defense. The other one was by a fullback. That helps no one. Darnold's on a bye next week, so you guys stream.
Speaking of R. Kelly, Jason,
we're starting a streak of our own, dude. I feel like this is like 5 episodes in a row.
Woo!
Speaking of streaks.
Okay, yeah, I got something written down about Sam Darnold real fast. Oh, wait, I almost wrote about Kirk. Sam Darnold failed to throw multiple touchdowns in the game for the first time all season against the Jets. He's still throwing a touchdown this year for every 101 passing yards. The league average is roughly 1 touchdown for every 176 passing yards, Jason. So, but yeah, dude, they've been getting a lot of blowouts. He's been super efficient. You know, it's almost like Brock Purdy last year.
Right.
Which is kind of funny when you think about it. Same system-ish. All right, dude. So, Sam Darnold, you do not trade him away. I own Sam Darnold. You should have saw this coming. Keep him if you want to try to trade for him and take advantage. I still see him as a, top 8 quarterback play every week.
Absolutely.
And then Jason, man, this was a surprise, dude. When you told me this,
yeah,
I was doing the waiver wire show during this, man. So I did not realize this got to be this guy's first bad game, Jason. Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason was projected 18 points, and he finished with 7. 14 carries, 89 yards, at 6.4 yards per carry, 1 reception on 9 for 9 yards on 1 target. He did have 1 fumble loss. This is his lowest scoring of the season, so Tyler, you were right. But his stat line is still pretty good, actually, when you think about it. His usage was slowed down when the Niners were trying to take the lead against the Cardinals. This was an Ayuk and Kittle game. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. You'll be okay. Next week, they're on Thursday Night Football versus Seattle, who allowed 23 points to running backs.
Okay. I'm doing stupid shit, Jason.
I know, I see you pointing fingers.
Jordan Mason, man, had a season low 74% running back share against the Cardinals. And when you think about Jordan Mason, he's had to carry the entire load pretty much, dude, because their backup running backs have been injured, dealing with injuries and stuff like that.
Yep.
Gorindo, they talked about how fun his name is, to say, hey, he's going to be getting a lot more work, and he is a handcuff. So the healthier he gets, the more rushes going to be taken away from Jordan Mason. He's now had a target share below 7%, Jason, in 4 or 5 games this year, despite route participation rates well above 50%. So he runs routes, but they just never throw him the ball. So he's like 80% of Christian McCaffrey, and he's not even getting. I don't know. He was kind of like filling that McCaffrey role because he was getting 100% of the rushing share, but his ceiling is going to go down a little bit with Gorindo, Jason.
Yeah, he didn't get his reception until the 4th quarter, where I think they were trying to make a play on catching up to the Cardinals. But this is the first game that he had under 15 rushing attempts all season.
Damn. All right, man. And then hey, we talked about this dude a little bit earlier. I think it looks like Peebo, but it's Debo. Speaking of R. Kelly, Jason.
God, yeah.
I need to stop this shit, dude. It's a remix to Ignition. Dude, you know how lucky we were to be in high school when that song came out, Jason?
Yeah, that song.
Bounce,
that was
bounce,
awesome.
bounce. Okay, anyways.
In Doug's car.
You wish you were in high school in the early aughts. No, you don't, because we had to deal with Jason, like within a couple of years, it was like Columbine and then the airplanes in the buildings.
Yeah, Columbine we were in 8th grade. That thing made me scared to go to high school.
My Spanish teacher was like, don't worry, class, if somebody gets within 8 feet, I know how to kill them. Senior Harris later came out that he was cheating on his wife who was the lunch lady, Jason, and I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
that guy's a
wow.
piece of shit. Senor Estupido.
El Stupido with no
¿Dónde
pantalones.
está? All right. Anyways, Jason, I took Spanish 5, man. Anyways,
So, Dante es pantalones, right? Because,
around sus rodillas.
okay, never mind.
Okay, Jason. Last up.
Where's my pants? Go on.
We talked about Debo. Did we talk about Debo?
I'm going to talk about him right now.
I'm sorry. What the fuck are we doing?
We're trying to do Spanish. That's what we're trying to do. Debo Samuel, he was projected 17 points, and he finished with only 2. He had 1 reception, 11 yards on 3 targets, and rushed 3 times for 9 yards. He was 3rd on the team for route runs. He was behind Ayuk and Kittle. This is the type of game you have with Debo going into the year. This is like stuff that you should expect. Probably the most inconsistent fantasy player that you will have on your team, that's for sure. He will win you weeks, and he'll lose you weeks. He relies on rushing touchdowns so much, if he doesn't score, you'll see 2-point games. The chances this happening again are high. He plays Thursday against Seattle, who allow 29 points to wide receivers.
Yeah, and this is the one guy I poured through all the, like Twitter stuff, all the hot stuff on Reddit. Really nothing on Debo. And in my mind, I was just thinking, they really tried to get Ayuk involved. Everybody I heard on the radio today was the game plan was to get Ayuk involved. So when that happens, man, somebody's going to suffer. And Jason, today it was Debo. So, I don't expect this to continue. I mean, if you want to try to trade for Debo, like I just said I would rather have him than whoever it was else. I think Garrett Wilson I was talking about, dude. So I think if you're going to trade for Debo, now is the time because he is up and down, but I don't think he's going to be on our crash list very often. All right, then. Jason. Next up, we got, I was about to be like, trade for Rachaad White. No. All right. I keep on getting pissed off for people ranking this guy so high, but I get it, man. I get it. Who is Josh Allen going to throw to? I don't get it. Yeah. It's like we have to pick somebody, and people just keep on picking Kincaid. Jason?
Yep. Dalton Kincaid projected 10 points, and he finished with 5. He had 2 receptions on 34 yards. 0 touchdowns on 6 targets. He was tied first on the team for targets, but Josh Allen only had 9 completions on 30 attempts.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Dalton did have a chance for a 70-yard-ish touchdown, but couldn't connect with Allen. Kincaid is not getting the volume most people expected coming into the season. Kincaid faces the Jets next week, and Jets give up the 3rd fewest points to tight ends.
Well, Jason, the thing that Kincaid's got going for him is that Dawson Knox isn't going off. Like last year, it was like, that's what I was afraid of. It's just, they're just spreading the ball around. He's got such a good opportunity. Anyways, though,
Jason, no one is really going off on the Bills wide receiver core, right?
I mean, I would want Shakur, but he got popped last game or something. Dalton Kincaid saw a 21% target share against the Texans, Jason, but he barely threw the fucking ball. And now he's seen a 20% share in 3 of his last 4 games, Jason. So then per next gen stats, his air yards per target yesterday was 16. His previous high was 12. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of points left on the board for this guy. For some reason, it's just not clicking. So if you want to try to trade for him and you just are rich with tight ends or something, you could afford it, I guess, dude. But things, I don't know, man. He should be doing better than what he is, Jason, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he should.
Like, all the numbers are there, man. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But Josh Allen isn't.
Yeah. Hey, man, I feel so bad for Josh Allen for last game. They're all, hey, here's some smelling salts, asshole. Get back in there.
I know. Jeez. What the hell? Why is this guy getting a concussion and then they're saying it's a chest problem and then they put him back out there?
It's like, I remember that when they did that with Tua. They did that with Tua, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, he's getting evaluated for what the hell? That better be Kareem Hunt, Jason. No, it's not. All right, let's see. Let's go with smashes, Jason. And you know who's up first? Kirk Cousins.
All right. Kirk Cousins projected 15 points, finished with 35, 42 completions on 58 attempts, 509 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. One hell of a night. He was dropping dimes all over the place because it is hard to throw the ball 58 times and have a 72 completion percentage. That's difficult to do. And he was 8 above expectations. He earned an 84.5 PPF passing grade, and the 5 leading receivers from that game from both teams were on the Falcons offense. Tampa Bay is second in quarterback scoring, but how bad Cousins, I can't even read my own writing half the time, dude, or my own typing. But how bad Cousins has been playing, this was a game that you weren't really expecting, so it's kind of a shocker. So what does this mean, Tyler? Is he back? Is Cousins back? Cousins is at Carolina, who allows the 6th most points to quarterbacks. He could be another play this week.
No, seriously, dude. Listening to him on the sports radio, I wish I wouldn't have overreacted, man. I overreacted that week 1 when I saw him and he looked like fucking shit. And I was like, dude, I should have. He's 39 years old, coming off of Achilles. I should have gave him. I just did not realize that he would get this good this fast. So yeah, I overreacted when I dropped. Who did I drop? Mooney, week 1, because I wanted to pick up some asshole that probably I dropped again. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Jason. Oh yeah, right here. When I say right here, Jason, I'm so sorry, man. What am I doing? Oh, it's Mashes. Kirk Cousins completed. 42 of 58 passes, 509 yards, 4 touchdowns, an interception, with all 509 yards coming from passes within the pocket. Jason, did you know that?
Say what? You read that so fast.
All of the yards, 509 yards, came from within the pocket.
So he didn't scramble at all, huh?
It's like that's the most in a game since in next gen stats era. And I was like, well, fucking A, it is. Like that sounds insane.
That sounds amazing. What a
like, holy
good
shit.
job, offensive line.
Dude, I know. When I heard that, I was like, holy fuck. The Falcons are the first defense without a pressure in the first half of a game this season. So their defensive line didn't cause a pressure on Baker Mayfield in the first half. That's crazy.
Well, Mayfield had a great game, too.
I know, dude. Hey, Jason, next up, Jamar Chase.
Chase.
This is a typical Jamar Chase game. This is why you draft him.
Yep, Jamar Chase projected 16 points, and he finished with 43. 10 receptions, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns on 12 targets. Tyler, he was still second in team targets behind T. Higgins. So Chase took a screen pass 70 yards to the house, and he ran the 3rd fastest miles per hour of the week with 24.42. Chase also had the 3rd highest yards after catch above expectation. He took advantage of the poor secondary for the Ravens. Chase has a history of burning the Ravens. He has 2 games over 30 points this week. Or not this week, this year. He is currently wide receiver 1. If you got him in the first 5 picks, he's like the one player that is helping you win.
Yeah, I tried trading for him too, Jason, when he was just sucking. Nobody knew if he's going to play or not. I was like, come on, man, give me Jamar Chase. And then Jason, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase saw 2/3, so 66%. 66.6% of Cincinnati's targets on day. And then Jason Higgins, target share of 33.3 and 36% his last 2 games, man. So Higgins is getting a ton of targets, and Jamar Chase is still killing it. So Jamar Chase will continue to be a top 3-4 wide receiver play every week now.
Yeah.
And then Jason, hey, I know you want to talk about this asshole because you've been keeping from me forever.
Yeah,
Tank
I heard
Bigsby.
I heard your waiver wire.
You're
like, my best friend stole him from me.
Yeah.
You won't give him up. Okay, Tank Bigsby. Where am I at? Okay, 13 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 7.8 yards per carry. He also had a reception for, I put 128 yards, but I do not think that's correct. I think it was like 28 yards.
It was 28 yards.
Yeah, it's not 128 on one
reception for 28 yards.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I know it's not 128. So that's a typo. It's 28 on one target. Tank Bigsby, meet Fantasy Football. Fantasy Football, meet Tank Bigsby. Nice to meet you. Glad to see you finally broke out. And he finally played like a tank, Tyler. 30% of the time he saw 8 men in the box and still managed elite numbers with a 4.72 rushing yards over expected per attempt. That's number 1 of the week. Number 1! And he's currently RB1 of the week, Tyler. He looked amazing on his 65-yard touchdown. He reached 20 miles per hour. That's top 10 of the week. Out of 56 offensive snaps by the Jags, Tank had 23. ETN had 22. Tank had 13 carries. ETN has 6 carries. But ETN did have 15 routes run compared to Bigsby 8, and ETN was targeted on half of his routes. But next week, he is at the Bears, who allow the 10th most points to running backs. And I'm thinking about starting them.
Yeah, so Jason, he outsnapped Travis Etienne for the first time this season. He saw roughly half the routes run that Etienne had. But again, Etienne apparently had a shoulder injury, so hopefully this does not continue. Yeah, just one target on the season. He has just one target on the season, so like that, I guess it's at 28 yards, Jason. His 65% running back rush share was a season high. Again, there was that shoulder. And Jason, I do want to shout out to you. We do like to stream tight ends against Kansas City. You guessed right. It is Jawan Johnson who's getting the work this tonight, not the Foster Moreau.
Yep.
But yeah, dude. So
nice.
Tank Bigsby, if you could trade for him, I wouldn't do it now because you're gonna have to pay up the ass. But hey, dude, he's on 9. He's on your waiver wire list. 90% chance he's out there for you. So go pick him up. Spend what you have to get, dude. Because I saw some other stats. I had it written down. I thought maybe I did. Oh yeah, it was on my notes. Ooh, maybe it's right here. Yeah, first in rushing yards over expectation, Jason. Third in PFF grade. First in yards per carry. And so yeah, he's living the dream. He's walking the talk right now, Jason. I don't know. I'm running out of breath.
And he did it against the Colts.
Yeah, I am running out of breath. All right, one more, real fast. Try to make this under an hour and 10 minutes.
Brock Bowers. Now this is Tyler's guy.
Hey!
He was projected 8 points, finished with 26, and he got it like on one play in the first 2 minutes of the game.
I've got the Bowers.
I know. Yep. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing you say that to me in my dreams. He had 8 reception on 97 yard or 497 yards on one target on one. Oh my gosh. He had 8 receptions for 97 yards and 1 touchdown on 12 targets. He led the team in targets. He kept it pretty close to the line of scrimmage. His targeted air yards was 5.8, but his yards after the catch above expectation was 4.7. That's pretty good for a tight end. After winning a contested ball, he managed to run 35 yards for a 57-yard touchdown. It was actually a pretty damn good play. Also a lucky play. You need luck sometimes in fantasy football. Bowers ran 36 routes and was targeted 12 times, Tyler. So every 3 routes, he got targeted. That's fucking awesome.
That lines up with his target share. Jason he's got a 33% target share that game.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, dude, that's amazing. It's like when he's on the field and he runs a route, he's going to get targeted. Oh, O'Connell came in. He replaced Gardner Minshew, but he still targeted Bowers throughout the game. Raiders play the Steelers next week, who are ranked 14th in tight end scoring.
Yeah, Jason, right now in this tight end landscape, I mean, Travis Kelce probably gets number 1 now. Fuck, that sucks. But Brock Bowers, dude, steal. I got him. At least I got him. I lost Rashee Rice, but I got him.
Yep.
And, shit. Who was this, Jason? He should have had a second touchdown, Jason. He was targeted in the end zone pretty much when Patrick Surtain ran it back for 100 fucking yards.
Yeah, there was 200-yard returns this past week. I'm telling you, this week was crazy, Tyler. Like, there was players who were supposed to smash that didn't, and people who were supposed to crash didn't. It was crazy.
Hey, but we're getting more data. We're starting to be able to predict more. I mean, things are starting to become more predictable, I would say, I guess, in the whole. But there's still crazy outliers. So, hey. Anyways, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you had a smash or a crash yourself, please comment down below. Talk about it, man. It helps. It's like therapy. Or brag about it. That's cool, too. Hopefully, we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully, we earned a subscription. Jason, we got some shows coming out soon. What do we have?
All right, so after this comes out, we got the wide receiver cornerback matchup of the week. I know you've been waiting for it, and it's here. We're bringing it to you. It's a pretty good episode. It really helps you get a good logic of who's going to do well as wide receivers. And then the next day, we're doing our player pause. We got 8 players that we're going to let you know. Are you going to sit them? Or are you going to start them? It's a very important episode. Make sure you watch it so you get a step ahead of your league mates. Then we got Friday's live show. Come drink with us. Ask some questions. We're here to answer it. I'll talk to you in those videos, dude. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.